Alright guys, so we got a quick video here on the UAV UZ80. So this is essentially all the parts from the Mobula 6. Same motors, same flight controller, same camera, and I believe same canopy as well. So it's the Crazy X with the built-in video transmitter and receiver. Comes in a FlySky and FreeSky version. Basically, the two things that are different are the props. So you got a 40mm propeller and the frame, so no longer the ducted frame for 31mm props. You got bigger props here now, not a whoop, and you have this 1.5mm carbon bottom plate. So basically turns it into like a little mini quadcopter, runs on 1S. It is a kit, you have to build it. It's not that difficult. I actually did a quick little Instagram story on the build. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw it. I'm not sure if it's on there anymore, but it's really not that difficult to put together. There's 4 screws that hold the flight controller and the canopy down. You do have to mount the camera. There's some screws that go to this little part in the back that mounts the camera to the canopy. And then, of course, you mount the motors with the 3 screws there and just plug them in. The motors have like a red dot on them. 2 with the red dot, I think, are these 2 here. Check the manual, it does come with an instruction sheet, and just make sure that they're opposite of the other ones, otherwise they will spin in the wrong direction. And then the props go on with props out, so they spin like this. So here's the front here, flip it around like this here. So the props normally would spin props in like this. On this model, this prop spin props out like this and like that. So you just have to make sure you put the motors on correctly and the props on correctly. You don't have to make any settings changes. It already comes with a pigeon and everything out of the box. I don't think it's anything that's special. But yeah, it's all pretty much just plug and play, no soldering involved. If you get the FreeSky version, that's probably the easiest to bind up to like a multi-protocol radio, and you're good to go. So yeah, not a whole lot there. You got rubber band put on the bottom there. I did put a piece of foam that was not included here, just so that the battery isn't digging into these wires where the motor is going. I did add that myself. And let me just show you how much everything weighs. So drone by itself, 20.57 grams. This is the battery that I flew with in the flight. It's a 1S450 high volt from GNB. Comes in at 33.4 grams. I also tried to fly it on this newbie drone Nitro Nectar. If you want to go for a lighter setup and a shorter flight time, it's going to come in at 28.65 grams. Now the problem with, well, the advantage is it's going to be lighter, but the problem is you're going to have a shorter flight time, and the maximum current draw isn't that much more. In fact, I think it's less. The voltage sag is more on this one. So in terms of being able to do like acro tricks, you can't really do it with either battery. So if you really want to do acro tricks with this one, like power loops and all kinds of freestyle tricks, I would recommend switching out the battery connectors. So this PH2 connector here, you probably want to switch that out. Obviously you'll have to do some soldering, so if you don't know how to do soldering, then might have to try and find someone to do it for you. But try this battery here. It's lighter. It's from Emax. It comes with this GNB 27 connector, I believe. And then you do have to buy the other end, of course. These right here. It comes in a pack of 10. I'll link those down in the description. I can't guarantee, I haven't tested it, that it'll improve the performance, but you will get a better performance out of this battery and connector than the PH2 connector for sure. I don't know if it's going to be enough to be able to give you that accurate performance that you might be looking for. That I can't guarantee that because I haven't tested it, but if you want more performance, this is the way to go. And for those of you wondering, with this battery, it's coming in at 29.29 grams. Now, in terms of spare parts, I believe the flight controller, the camera, and the motors come available as spare parts. Obviously, this is an HQ prop. I think there's one extra spare in the box. If you break any of these, but you can buy those separately as well. The frame, the bottom plate, is not currently listed anywhere on the Banggood website that I can see. And I have heard reports of people breaking them right here because it's kind of a sharp corner here. So if you do crash really hard, then you're going to be out of luck until they list the bottom plate as a spare part, hopefully soon in the near future. They usually do at some point, but for whatever reason, it's not there, and that's probably the one part that will break if you're going to be bashing this around. That's something to keep in mind. Of course, there are 3D printed bottom plates like this that you could probably find in Thingiverse that you could just take these parts and swap them over to, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of alternatives out there in the market for a bottom plate. We could just take these parts and swap those over to those plates as well. I'm sure they're going to be probably under $10. If you look hard enough in any of the Facebook groups or forums, RC groups, I'm sure there's going to be some listed. If anyone knows of alternative bottom plates that could be used with these parts, let me know in the comments below, and I will pass on the word. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Talk to you guys later.